Well, once again, we got to file a story under No Brainer. Yeah, another rumor about Ben Affleck coming back as Batman. So here we are at Bounding into Comics via Mikey Sutton over at Geekosity. So the story is, rumor AT&T is pushing for an HBO Max series starring Ben Affleck as Batman. Yeah. Yeah, well, I was about to say any Batman, a genuine Batman show. That's been a no-brainer for a very long time. I mean, you could do it on the cheap. Yeah, you could have been like what Netflix did with Marvel's Daredevil. If you had done a Batman show like that, I mean, my God, yeah, you wouldn't know what to do with the money. Well, no, you would. You'd figure out how to squander it, but nevertheless, you'd make it. So, man, look at that. That's Batman right there. It's a good. Well, I don't know. Isn't he like shooting a cable or I forget. Anyway, there he is. This little asshole. That's enough of you, pal. Look, he'll probably live, but he's never going to walk again. So, once again, here we go. Whether or not Snyderverse gets restored in any form or fashion, that's a bigger hill. But the idea of Ben Affleck at least revisiting his Deathstroke story and making that work, why can't you do that, So, AT&T, who is the actual overlord of all things Warner at this point, is very big on Ben Affleck doing another Batman movie. Of course, they're in the middle of doing their latest Batman with Matt Reeves and all that. But he said, well, hey, we'll just put this on HBO Max, and it seems as simple as enough. So the reason for this is actually more about DC and HBO Max's competition with Marvel and Disney Plus. Well, now's the time to strike because boy, did they screw themselves with Star Wars. And I got to tell you, those Disney Plus shows of Falcon and WandaVision. I mean, at this point, I would have thought the Falcon and Winter Soldier would have been the big hit, but when WandaVision just fizzled. Fell apart, wasn't going anywhere, and yet it's looking like it was the better of the two. so boy, yeah, if you could get this Batman thing underway, you could probably stomp Disney into the ground with Batman's boot. The Zack Snyder's Justice League did well. Did it leap the Mount Everest as I always said it should? I'm not certain about that. But nevertheless, Mikey Sutton over there, says they wanted to put a dent into Disney Plus. I'm thinking that Ben Affleck's Batman could easily do that. So here's Disney and Marvel like, no. And, oh, no, that's what's going to happen. So their main target is Falcon and Winter Soldier. Well, yeah. I am telling you, Batman could just destroy that easily. Done well. I mean, if you're going to do CW Batman, good God. So HBO Max doesn't have serial DC content equivalent to the MCU. Yeah, it does. I just don't understand that they do. But anyway, the adventures of Marvel Cinematic Heroes carry on with Disney streaming service, though the Snyder Cut was the first salvo in rectifying that. Yeah, it hit them hard. Batfleck could carry that baton further, or that's the hope of HBO Max parent company, AT&T. They see greater potential in this going forward if it really takes off and Ben Affleck is willing to extend his time to the bed. That's probably the bigger stumbling block. Does he really want to do this? At this time. I mean, at the time that he left it, he was having his own personal troubles, and then there was all the nastiness of Justice League and everything. So, but at this point, I don't know how much does he want. So AT&T wishes are having an effect on The Flash, which is now in production. At first thought to be his final bow with DC. Ben Affleck's portrayal of Batman was supposed to make the light beer version of Iron Man. Oh, good Lord, yeah. A symbolic goodbye to the Snyderverse. Rumored written to the script of the Scarlet Speedster's solo outing. Batman's fate may have been rewritten, and with Sutton sources telling the scooper that Batfleck's fate is up in the air as AT&T heightens their interest in an HBO Max Batman series. For supporters of the Restore the Snyderverse campaign, this has got to be good news, as it now sounds like AT&T might be their biggest advocate. Well, they were to get the Snyder Cut on HBO Max in the first place. I always thought they might hold off and wait and see certainly how Snyder's Justice League performed, and I guess if it performed good enough as far as they're concerned, and the interest in Ben Affleck's portrayal of Batman would be enough for them to do it. But in the meanwhile, they've got their Matt Reeves Batman with Robert Pattinson, and they might want to see how that's received. I know it could be a multiverse, and yeah, but again, how much money is there to go around? And depending on how much they got to pay Ben Affleck, there's also how much money do they have left on the table for him to film anything with it. But again, there's a lot of ways a Batman series could be done on the cheap. Now, Ben Affleck's Batman was introduced with all kinds of cool toys and gadgets, and his Batmobile and all that. That can be costly. But I'm telling you, and they still got to deal with their massive debt, and that's what they've banked HBO Max to do for them. And they need some big hit shows that draws in people's attention. And I'm thinking this is it. Batman has always been the one they go to be their salvation. Because Batman, Superman hasn't been the star of DC Comics in a long time. I mean, he's the founder of it in a lot of ways as far as their superheroes go. But Batman became the big deal. Something about Batman, he's their big star. And right now, and out of all the film versions I've seen, there's some I've liked, or some I didn't care for, and some is okay, and all that. But I got to tell you, Ben Affleck's portrayal has been the best so far, and that's better than Christian Bale's performance in the Dark Knight films, which were pretty damn good, But want to see more of this, so. Is it believable? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It's a believable rumor. But it may come down to simply, is Ben Affleck wanting to do it? That may be the only stumbling block there. But then again, it's probably a lot of money involved. But then again, if he's not interested in it, but it's just for the money, it might not be as cool a project as it could have been when he was really hyped up for it. So... anyway, again, as with all things, time will tell. Thanks for watching and listening. Say, while you're still here, why not like and subscribe and share with your many friends? Yes. Also, check out my mini stores in the link description below. Yes, where you can get t-shirts, hats, mugs, all those goodies with my artwork on them. Oh, yeah. And head over to indieplanet.com and pick up a copy of my comic book, Night Night. Oh, yeah. You can also catch me at my podcast, Mr Nailsin Show, on RadioMisfits.com. And you can also watch my videos on BitChute.com and now on Rumble.com. Oh, my goodness. So many places to watch me and my stuff. Oh, yeah. And if that's not enough for you, well, you can follow me on many social media platforms and say hi to your old pal, Mr. Nailsin.